going into our first match of the day, it's going to be the Maenad Ryders versus Clan on Water Hazard. First off, for the Maenad Ryders, we have Ouroboros, a Mobula piloted by Arius, Center Hades, paired with dual Artemis, and Banshee Gatling for close range. Their ally is the Tempest, piloted by Skybox, Skybox being one of the newer additions to the Ryders team. This is a Center Hades Mobula, paired with two Artemis and Gatling Light Flak. Their opponent's Clan, piloted by Spudnik. We have the Humdrum. It is the Galleon, Hades double Lumberjack on the left side, Hwacha Heavy Carronade on the right with a rear flare gun, and their ally, Moondog. Clan running a dual Galleon composition to counter these Mobulas. We have Hades Lumberjack Heavy Flak on the left, with Hwacha Heavy Carronade on the right and a rear flare gun, piloted by Nietzsche's Mustache. And this is a little bit of a risky composition that Clan is bringing. The Galleons, of course, with those heavy weapons, very vulnerable to long-range Artemis disable. And no ship does long-range Artemis disable quite as well as these two Mobulas. So already, seeing the Moondog getting focused down, and these Galleons really need to start getting their Lumberjacks into effect. We see the first balloon going down on Ouroboros. And checking real quick, yes, both these Mobulas are bringing Drogue Shoot to try to counteract the effect of their balloon going down, keeping them in the air a little bit longer. And Moondog already taking a huge amount of damage from the focus fire of these two Mobulas. I think on the next armor break, we are going to see the Moondog going down. And this is the issue with trying to bring Galleons in these long-range disable-heavy matches. Is so much harder to keep those heavy weapons up. The heavy weapons on the Galleon have much larger hitboxes, and they also take much longer to repair, to rebuild once they've been destroyed. So the Galleon's just not able to get enough shots off to effectively deal with both the Mobula's balloons. And while Ouroboros has been taking a little bit of Lumberjack fire, you see him dropping down here, still able to use the upward arcs of the Hades, its primary piercing weapon. And with that piercing weapon, it's going to finish off the Humdrum's whole armor yet again. And the Galleon is a tanky ship, but it's also very slow. It's not going to be able to escape from this onslaught. And it will go down. Very quick 2-point lead for the Maenad Ryders. And I'm not surprised to see really either the compositions that either of these teams are bringing. Water Hazard is a map, it's very wide open. It has some nice pieces of terrain that can be used very well defensively. These spires that are kind of positioned throughout the map, but more than anything, being very wide open makes it very conducive to long-range play, sniping back and forth. One of the advantages to the Galleon on this map in particular, and any of the ships that have broadside guns, which we actually did not see, this is something we didn't see Clan doing in the previous engagement. These tall vertical terrain pieces, if you want to utilize them for defensive cover, much easier to do that on a ship that has broadsides, has guns on the side of the ship. Because then you can kind of sidle back and forth. Let's see, I'll demonstrate with the camera here. Poke out a little bit, take some shots, and then, like in the last fight, once you start taking too much damage, you can just, whoop, pop behind the spire. And this is something that the Mobulas with their forward-facing guns are not going to be able to do as easily. They don't turn very well. But once again, we see the Galleons kind of initiating a fight in open air. And in doing so, I think they're really, really giving up the only advantage that the Galleons have on this map versus the Mobula, because otherwise, like already Moondog losing their hull armor. We're seeing Artemis shots come in. I'm actually curious if, kind of curious if somebody was shooting the light flak on Tempest, but no, it's all Artemis here because when you have 4 Artemis, that's all you need. You don't really need any other guns. More than enough burst damage to finish off the Moondog, and this is really not working out for Clan. I don't think they've gotten a single balloon pop in this second fight. Okay, well there's the first on the Ouroboros. But with that drogue shoot, it's not really going to do a whole lot. They're going to stay in the fight more than long enough to finish off the second galleon. And now with a 4-point lead for the Maenad Ryders. Maenad Ryders doing an excellent job focus firing targets. Great target selection, keeping the lumberjacks suppressed. And also finishing off the galleons in fairly short order. I believe we are... Ooh, oh no. This is a questionable spawn from Clan. I mean, the Mobulas are facing the wrong direction, so if the Galleons can get their lumberjacks going real quick here, they might be able to drop some balloons before the Maenad Ryders are able to reposition. We're going to start seeing some fire coming from the Mobula, but no lumberjacks. And I really do think that if they can't, they're already taking more balloon damage than their opponents. Oh, we do see Tempest balloon going down, but I don't think the Galleon, the Moondog in particular, are going to be able to sustain in this fight. He needs to find cover. They can't just spawn in the open like this. It's not going to work. And oh, Moondog, I think Moondog trying to get to cover, but bouncing against the rock instead. That's going to keep him out here, right out here in the open. Okay, but we do see our first hull break for red team for the Tempest. So a little bit of damage being done to one of these Mobulas, but a lot more damage being done to the Moondog. He's trying to get out of here, and not going to work out for Clan. They brought the dual galleons. They didn't use the hard cover. And just... the Mobulas just have more firepower. They have better disable. They made sure those lumberjacks were not able to get pretty much anything done. And they are going to take a very strong 5-0 lead.